What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day and getting ready for the weekend. So there's a couple of shows in the Midwest. We have the Cincinnati show this weekend, and I know there's a show in Lexington, and then the following week is Tinley in Chicago area. So I'm not going to be going to Tinley. I do have to work, got the bills, got to pay off some snakes, but I just want to show you guys just a couple of snakes that did shed out finally that I've been waiting on. And the first one is just a regular albino. This was my second boa that I bought. I think it was my fourth snake that I bought 4 years ago, and the collection has definitely expanded since then. But it's just a really nice looking albino. They are very, very bright and vibrant as babies, and then as we can see, like most snakes, as they age, they definitely kind of fade out in color. But on the saddles, we can still see that there is some orange and some white markings, which is really nice. I like that. And then the tail is still a little bit orange, but not as she was as a baby. But I think a lot of people are overlooking the regular albinos. And I believe they're going towards the sun glows because the sun glows do stay pretty bright as adults. Now, these albinos do look really good when people add in jungle or motley, and I'm a big fan of motley stuff, and it just kind of like gives them a little bit more pattern, a little bit more color. But she's super sweet, super nice, and I'm just really glad to have her in the collection after so many years. And she's doing very, very well, growing well. She just shed, and she had a little bit of an issue along her neckline, which she'll probably go back into her cage. Gave her fresh water because she pooped, and she should soak in there for a little bit just to get that off. But the eye caps are off. There's no stuck shed anywhere else on her. And if you guys are wondering, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there are lines on her body where some of the scales are kind of bent back, and I've been seeing people kind of question that on the internet about why that's happening. And I really only noticed it on the albino. I haven't noticed it too much on any of the other snakes, but there we go. You can probably see them right here. But when they coil up, they bend their scales, and then when they shed, their scales should go back to normal. But she did shed, I think, last night. So she was kind of coiled up in her little corner, but it's nothing to worry about. They go back to normal, and it doesn't hurt her. So she's just going to be curious for a little bit. Finally, the Jungle Hypo Pastel shed out, and this girl is looking really, really nice. This girl did have a perfect shed, so we can look at her. Nice jungle line. And we can see the hypo on her, and then we can see some of the pastel colors. Really pink on the side of her body. Really nice coloration on the tail. And so this girl's a 2019, and she's a slow grower, but getting her up on rat pups now, she's shedding consistently like every 2 months, which is interesting because she's shedding a lot, but she's not really growing that much. So we'll put you back up here. I'll try. I think you're just going to go where you want, but definitely look into the jungle hypos. If you can't find the pastels, even the jungle hypos look really, really nice. And the VPI Aztec shed out. I already took her shed out of here because I was kind of cleaning her cage. Oh, hello. Hello, lovely lady. We all know how she is. All right, try to stay calm around her. And she definitely looks like she wants to bite. So, got the new light fixture in, so I don't have to worry about them getting wrapped up on the blades of the old fan, which is really nice. And we'll just see what this lady does. Hopefully she doesn't bite me. But bonding, I couldn't really bond with her this week because she was in shed, and that would make her even in a worse mood. But, oh, don't bite me. But we're getting there. And even though it's a slow progress, any positive progress is definitely a good thing. But this girl looks really, really nice. And as she's growing up, she should look even better as an adult. So, okay, bye. Positive interaction on her is always a plus. The snow male is in shed, so he's not looking the greatest. VPI IMG is looking good. Not in shed, but definitely need to give this one some water. So somebody asked me about how this whole thing works. So the tubs work pretty well. The humidity is right around 50 to 60. Sometimes I do have to spray it. I've noticed that the ball pythons are having more of an issue shedding in it than the boas, and I'm really not sure why. So if I see them in blue, once they go out of blue, they have typically 3 to 5 days before they actually shed. So that's when I'll mist the cage down just to give them that extra boost of humidity, and then hope for the best that they shed out, you know, as good as they can. Perfect would be amazing, but sometimes they do have the issues. And on heating, it is a little dark back here, but these are heat panels and they are movable and removable. So each level has its own heat source, and then it comes with the plug, and then you just plug that into your thermostat, and then you can slide these to the back, the middle, or the front, and they actually work out very well, even though the room is ambient temperature. And it gets, you know, hot air rises, so I don't plug in the top 3 rows because up here it's pretty warm, and I just have the lower ones plugged in to about 80, so it's not that warm. Because a room, I do like to have the room around 85, so they can get they can cool off just a little bit if they need to, but it works out, and I haven't had any issues with it. I think the belly heat would be really nice for breeding, but again, I don't breed, and so that would be something all new to me. So Mountain Dew is out and about. Not sure where she's trying to go, but this girl right here is eating like a champ now on rats. I can put any rat in front of her and she'll eat it. Sometimes, I think last week I fed her 2 tiny weaned rats and no issues at all. It's really interesting how they will refuse a rat until they want to eat it. It took me a year to get her to eat any type of a rodent. Birds, they'll eat birds all day. No problem. Quail, duck. I don't know how big a baby duck is, but I think that might be a little bit too big. But day-old chicks are big, but she was eating those just fine. And then Pop-Tart, the bigger anaconda, she took like 6 months. And then I hear that some don't switch over at all, which is a little interesting. And then some are, I don't say rodent because almost everything, you know, they'll go on the rats and then they'll eat the rats and then they won't swap over to rabbits. So here is the Pearl Burmese, and she needs to eat. So she's almost 2, and I can't really swing a light over here. And she does make me a little nervous because Burmese tend to be a little bitey when they're younger, but I like to hook her out, or at least know that she's going to be taken out. But there's always the chance that she could fling around and not be in the mood to be held. So even though we've done our best to bond with each other, sometimes it's not always a perfect interaction. So she is normally calm. It is common for younger Burmese pythons to be very vocal, hissing, a little bit of striking, but nothing too crazy. And when she gets older, she should be perfectly fine, like every other Burmese. Or what I'm told is when they're adults, they're basically puppy dogs, which is awesome. So I have seen a few pearls as adults, and they are vibrant and they are bright and they look amazing. They definitely keep their colors, so that is a really, really good thing. I love the pearls. So it's the albino and the hypo together. Just makes a wonderful coloration and pattern with them. So I'll probably hang out with these for just a little bit. I like to bond with a couple different snakes each day, just so, you know, it keeps them refreshed on that I'm not there to hurt them, and positive interactions whenever I want to hold them. But that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, like seeing some of the snakes, and have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on the next video.